At WUSA 9, we report on the environment because of the impact on our quality of life. Sometimes that means exposing some pretty shocking examples of pollution that just don't get much attention. In this case, we're on the Anacostia River, counting up the surprising number of abandoned and sunken boats that have been a blight on the waterfront for years. The good news is finally there is money to do something about it. Here's Scott Broom on the Anacostia.
They are the ghost ships of the Anacostia River, at least 30 abandoned, derelict boats that have been junking up this river for decades.
You can see some of these vessels that have been abandoned and derelict.
Trey Sherrard is the Anacostia River keeper who says the river is in the midst of a renaissance and cleanup. And now, finally, thanks to an environmental grant from the NOAA, that's the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administrations, to the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments, there is money to get rid of the junk boats. Here's some of my conversation with Sherrard, starting with why these boats get abandoned.
These vessels, right, to actually legally dispose of an old fiberglass boat like this, depending on the boat and what kind of shape it's in and how big it is, it could be $5,000 or it could be $25,000, especially for some of these that are on the bottom and have to be floated back up.
Wait, you can't sell them for scrap? Isn't there some junk value for these things?
Unfortunately, no. You know, fiberglass is a really nasty material, and so there's even a problem finding which landfills will even accept a big chunk of fiberglass like that.
So it's not like a car. The guy will come and take your car and give you at least $250. It's got scrap value. These have not only no value, they're going to cost you.
These are a liability on the books of these clubs.
The boats are known as ADVs, abandoned and derelict vessel. That sounds pretty legal. It sounds like it's complicated. You can't just go seize these boats. I mean, they're junk. Why can't you just take them?
They are junk, but they're somebody's junk.
And that means time-consuming paperwork must be done to secure the titles on each and every boat. These legalities have dragged on for years and years and years. The boats are sunken at the dock, and yet everybody's hands are legally tied. And that's what you guys are going to solve here.
We're going to come cut that knot. You know, they all have operating electrical and motor systems. Even if they're not in good working order, there's still fuel, it's lubricants, solvents. Copper just by itself is really nasty for wildlife living in the environment nearby. So they can be a really nasty toxic source.
This is not cheap. What's it going to cost to take care of, let's say, 30 of these?
We're ballparking about $500,000 for 2 projects. Removing all these old derelict vessels, and then also removing big things out of the river, like shopping carts, scooters, bikes, trash cans, picnic tables, all the big stuff that's too big for just somebody on a kayak to pick up and pull out.
$500,000 well spent, huh?
That's gonna be great.
Thanks to that NOAA grant, the Anacostia River Keeper now has the contract to do the work, to get the legal titles to the boats, to hire the cranes, trucks, and contractors to dispose of them. The first of the ghost boats here in the Anacostia could be removed as early as this winter. On the Anacostia River, Scott Broom, WUSA 9.